welcome to this week's weekly mailing, and I'm going to talk particularly around prep or homework, independent study, and just to clarify some of our expectations. The first thing just to say is after a 10-week holiday, it takes a while to get up to speed, and as the pupils go through the term, they'll start to work quicker. But also teachers will begin to understand how long a piece of work takes, because you can ask one pupil to do the same piece of work and it will be a difference in time between 10 minutes and 40 minutes depending on how they approach work. So it's not an exact science, but we do have some guidelines, and we think we've made things significantly simpler this year. So for the lower school, they have a timetable of 2 subjects per night, and it will always be set 72 hours in advance of the deadline, and often up to a week actually. So that is our stated aim, 2 subjects per night, and there's a lovely rhythm to it. So I know, for example, this year that on a Monday night, all of the fourth form have English and chemistry prep that they should be doing that night. So for parents at home, for staff on duty in the boarding houses, it just makes it a lot easier to know what people should be doing. So with the fourth form, their 2 subjects should be up to 30 minutes. Sometimes it'll be less than that. It shouldn't be much more than that. So if regularly you're seeing your son and daughter spending 45 minutes to an hour on a piece of prep, then that might be something to raise with your son or daughter's tutor and just maybe drop them a note, because it does vary, as I said, from person to person. In the GCSE years, they should be doing 2 subjects still, but up to 45 minutes per subject. So that should be roughly an hour and a half per night. And again, it's great for me to know that on a Friday, for example, the remover are all going to be doing English and chemistry. It just helps it to be a little bit simpler. Again, if you realise that they're doing significantly less than that or significantly more than that, just drop a note through to your son or daughter's tutor and we can have that conversation and see what needs to be adjusted. For the lower sixth and upper sixth, those doing their A-level courses, it's very different because they have time in their week during the school day for study periods, as we like to call them, and workrooms. And they, as a guideline, should have 5 hours per subject per week. That's not per teacher per week, but per subject per week. So if they're doing 3 A-levels, which is the majority, then they're going to have 15 hours of independent study in their week. The majority of that will be done during school time. The one piece of advice or tip, if your son or daughter is struggling, is to maybe just have a look at their school day and see where could they maybe grab half an hour, 45 minutes to get one of those homeworks done. A great time is lunchtime. We have a very extended lunch hour, and I know a number of our pupils are involved in their music activities, but most are free during those lunch slots. And it's about an hour and a quarter, so it's a good amount of time to have half an hour for lunch, and then also maybe get half an hour of work done plus a bit of time for messing about as well. So there's plenty of time and spaces in the school day for people to find. And as they develop their routines and rhythms over the next few weeks, I'm sure we'll find that. I hope that's been a useful clarification for you. Like I said, if you have real concerns about the amount, either too much or too little, that your son or your daughter is doing, the tutor is probably the best place to start. Have a wonderful weekend.